Hi, I'm Shana McDaniels, and I have the task of doing scenario 1I. I'm going to read a brief description of the task so that you can understand what I am presenting. The Georgia Department of Education is supporting the use of positive behavior interventions and supports program, which is also known as PBIS. The Georgia Department is encouraging local school districts to consider the use of PBIS. The superintendent and the Board of Education of the school district has asked me in my school to take the lead in piloting the implementation of PBIS. The principal has asked you to present the school's leadership team regarding this program. Specifically, the principal would like for you to explain the PBIS program, potential impact of the school discipline, professional development, and the realistic time for implementation. So first off, during the 2016-2017 school year, Paulding County Schools started implementing PBIS within 9 schools. Throughout the following years, each year, Paulding has added more schools implementing PBIS, where we now have all 33 schools trained in implementing it. First of all, PBIS is an evidence-based 3-tiered framework for improving and integrating all of the data systems and practices affecting student outcomes every day. It is a way to support everyone, especially those students with disabilities, to create the kinds of schools where all students are successful. Those 3 tiers, each tier aligns to the type of support students need. These 3 tiers are Tier 1, the universal prevention, that's all the students. Tier 2, which is targeted prevention, which is some of the students. And Tier 3, which is intensive and individualized prevention, which is maybe about few students. So our goal for this program and the impact we hope to achieve includes increasing student achievement and improvement in social and academic outcomes, school experiencing reduction of exclusionary discipline practices and referrals, and school staff feeling more effective in their discipline issues. With this program, we will address 4 main focus tasks, which is the systems. What can we do to sustain this over a long time? Data. What information do we need to make these effective decisions? And 3, practices. How we can reach these goals. And then lastly, most importantly, the outcome. What is important to each learning community? So during our first professional development for PBIS, we will have each grade level designate a member to be on the leadership team for PBIS. We will introduce the initiative first to the leadership team and then later on to the entire school staff. We'll break off into groups to look at discipline data and to find some common things. One of the things we'll look at is these final warning forms that teachers fill out when students have reached their final warning, so we can see exactly what has caused this discipline infraction and where is it occurring. Once we look at that data, we'll create a mission and action plan to implement these expectations and school-wide rules and routines. Some of them that we have already started is our STAR behavior. This explains the cafeteria, hallways, and bathroom behaviors that we show. We'll also have some staff implementation too, expectations for staff. So once we discuss over that, we will have our staff fill out these kind of like feedback forms to let us know if we need to change anything or to tweak anything. We'll also put up these posters around the school that has to show reminders for students of what is expected of them. And then we'll start to monitor the progress. Because PBS isn't, just like a curriculum you purchase or something you learn in one professional development training. It's a year-long program that we implemented and continuously monitored. Our commitment is to address the student behavior change. So the basic timeline for this is that we'll have 2 walkthroughs in the fall and the spring. The first one will be conducted in November, and they will provide you some tidbits of what to expect. It'll be conducted by a representative from the state along with another coach or at least 2 coaches in the district. They'll randomly select staff and students, and they will be interviewed. Approximately 10% of the staff and a minimum of 10 students probably will be interviewed and asked some different questions like, what are the rules of the school? What does STAR behavior look like? And have you been taught the rules and expectations of the school year? We'll go back and look at this feedback, and then we will address what was the feedback from the coaches and from the representative on what happened during the staff meeting. And again, in mid-March, we will have some other visitors come back in, and we will meet with admin after the walkthrough and then members of the team from the board, Department of Education, and look at some of our current practices. After we meet, we'll then do a walkthrough, and then we'll again talk to some staff members and students and ask them the questions again. What are your school expectations? And look at the discipline data. Once we are done, they'll go back again and look at the feedback, and we'll address that again in the next feedback. So again, two times a year, we will have someone come out. After that, we will maybe incorporate some things that are consistent throughout the classrooms. Maybe we're looking into maybe implementing something school-wide, maybe like Dojo or something like that that's related to PBIS, since most teachers are using Dojo to use as a primary enforcer. But we don't currently have one at this time, but we'll be thinking and talking about that during that time. At the end, we will have the school survey, and the staff will complete a survey, and they have between like a month to complete the survey. And then after that, we will look at the data and come up with another goal for the next year. If you have any current questions about PBIS, there is a YouTube channel with a YouTube video that you can watch that explains more detail about PBIS. Again, thank you. That's PBIS.